To this day, I think I created faces, or I was inspired to do faces, is because, faces tell 1,000 stories, and this is something that I like. Of course, I like to see people see what I see or what inspired me about painting that face. But by having an individual look at the face and say, it reminds me of someone, but I can't put a finger on it, it's great because it starts a conversation. And we all see something that struck us at one time or another. It may be an old memory, or it may be someone we know. And that's really what I liked about painting faces. Usually what I do is I start applying charcoal. My mind just goes into this space, if you want to call it that, and I start adding the elements, the eyebrows, the eyes, and that makes, the eyebrows alone makes a big difference. If they're angled, if they're straight, or if they're darker, if they're lighter. The eyes are particularly an element on the face that is probably of the most importance to me. What I do sometimes, I make the eyes a little more smoky. I'll add first layers and then a second layer, maybe a charcoal and smudge it, and then add blue tempera maybe. And I love tempera because the pigments are so rich. They're beautiful. The shape of the eye, the shape of the nose, the lips, all that makes a big difference. And if you really think about it, each one of those elements in itself creates an emotion, some kind of emotion. And when you put them together, it's like my Pedro Pan body of work. It's a very intense body of work. And intense because I lived it. I'm from Cuba and came in the early 60s, Operation Pedro Pan, which was the largest exodus of unaccompanied children from Cuba, and about 14,000 kids came. They were all dispersed throughout the United States. So there's a lot of emotion right there. I speak about emotion because with music, there's a lot of emotion. The different keys, the different chords, the different notes, that creates emotions. It gets your little hair standing up and whatever. But with art, you can create that emotion as well with the use of texture. It allows my work to show movement. I basically collage the jute with acrylic medium, and then I stitch it. It also allows the tar or some of the paints to sneak into those crevices. And now it's very evident that you have layers. There might be tar under it, or there may be just raw burlap, maybe two different colors on top of that. It's like watercolors sometimes. You do wet on wet, you put red and yellow together and you get orange with this burlap medium in between. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you just walk around that canvas for hours because sometimes you're afraid to make a mistake. But you can't make a mistake. It's okay. You put it aside, let whatever you put on there dry, and you use it as another layer later on. You'll paint on top when you're inspired, but all that at the end are little elements that you see in the work that you can spend days looking at it and see. Every time you look at it, you see something different. And that is something that I truly enjoy. My name is Mano, and I'm an expressionist mixed medium artist.